We're going to be learning what's called the Italian cast on. It uses two colours straight away and it's actually virtually invisible. So there's the cast on the cream side of this work, and here's the cast on the blue side because this is done in the round. And as you can see, it's really nice and tidy, and also, as well as it being virtually invisible, it's lovely and flexible, so there's no problems with it being too tight. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing to do is to tie a knot. Now, we don't say that often in knitting, do we? We're going to start with a knot. Now that knot will disappear. So now I've got my needle, and with my light colour yarn at the back and a darker colour at the front, I've just took the needle underneath between the two yarns so that the knot's sitting on the top. We will get rid of that knot later, pretty soon. Now you need to grab your yarns a bit like you would maybe for a long tail cast on, if any of you use that. So your light colour yarn needs to go over the top of your finger and your dark colour yarn over your thumb, just like that, and hold them with your rest of your hand to keep it steady. Now this cast on will take some practice, so I'm going to go very slowly at the beginning. So the first thing we're going to pick up is a light coloured stitch. So we're going to swing our needle towards us, down and up between the yarns, and then over the top of the light colour yarn and all the way underneath to the top. We now have a light coloured stitch created. I'm just going to show you that again before we get any further. So have your yarns ready like this, just stick your fingers in between and grab them. So you are going to, for your first stitch, bring your needle towards you, down, up between the yarns, over the top of the light coloured yarn and all the way underneath to the top to create your first stitch. Now your dark coloured stitch is slightly different. We need to take our needle to the back, away from us, and all the way underneath both yarns towards us. Let me do that bit again. Take it back, underneath both yarns towards us. Then we take it down between the yarns and up at the back, and we have now trapped a darker colour stitch. Okay, a few more times of that slowly, and if you need to just drop and re-grab, you can do that. I'm still keeping hold of this knot here to keep this row of stitches nice and straight. So the next stitch we need is a light colour stitch. So needle to the front, underneath, up between the yarns, over the back or over the light colour yarn and all the way to the front, and you have a light coloured stitch. Dark coloured stitch, you go towards the back, underneath both yarns to the front, and then down over the top of the dark yarn and up. There's our dark stitch. Let's do that again. So light one next, to the front, down and up between the yarns, over the top of the light and all the way underneath to the top. Dark to the back, underneath both yarns, up and down over the dark to the top. Try it again. Light, we're going to go down, up between, over the light, underneath at the front and up. Dark, we're going to go to the back, underneath both, up and down over the dark to the top there. Now I'm going to keep going like this. I won't be going too fast, but what you're going to find is once you've practiced, you'll actually find it easier to go faster, but that will take some practice. But please persevere, because this is really beautifully neat cast on. I'm just going to check my stitches before we go any further. Remember, you don't count the knot. That doesn't count. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to go up to 11 just for a little practice. So let's pick up our white to the front, down, up between, over the back to trap the light colour around to the front and up, dark to the back, all the way underneath, down over the dark and up, to the light, to the front, up between, over the light, underneath and up. Now I've lost count again, so let's just recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Excellent. So that'll probably do for a little practice. Now what you will notice is that that last stitch is a bit loose. Okay, it's just hanging there, it doesn't seem to be anchored. Okay, so before you let go of your yarns, hold your darker colour yarn with your finger and thumb of your right hand, slide this up a little bit, take this last stitch, and I know this is going to be a bit scary, but take it off the needle, give it half a turn and put it back on, and then pull. Now you have now secured that stitch. It's a little sort of half hitch, I guess, and you've also got your mustard yarn in there as well, so that's all hunky-dory. So I've done a few more rows now and it's looking quite nice. So we've got the cream knit stitches on that side, and on what I'm calling the wrong side we've got the mustard knit stitches, which I really actually quite like. Now you can see that the cast on is nice and stretchy, and I didn't have to change needle size or anything. It's virtually invisible, no big line of twisted stitches at the bottom there, and so that is the Italian cast on.